So guys, I recently just made a video about what Disney is supposedly planning to do by a latest rumor that's out there right now regarding Johnny Depp's Captain Jack Sparrow, one of the most beloved characters in film franchise recent history, and unfortunately has been removed from us because people thought that Amber Heard was telling the truth. Still don't know why people believe that, but anyway, the funny thing is apparently it's not just being removed, but they're going to use Captain Jack Sparrow as a side character in a Pirates of the Caribbean film in order to bolster the new female lead that they want to put to replace him.
When you marooned me on that godforsaken spit of land, you forgot one very important thing, mate. I'm Captain Jack Sparrow.
Because clearly, ladies and gentlemen, that is such a great idea. We've seen this example time and time again that this shit does not work, and yet they constantly want to push this. Why? Representation, diversity, equity, inclusion.
I like to make men uncomfortable.
They want to constantly push this nonsense because they're told to do it, they're paid to do it, and they actually believe in it. So let's get into this article, guys, from Bounding Into Comics. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into the YouTube algorithm. Guys, we're almost at 30K subs. Do what you can. Try to help me out. Even if a couple of percent of you subscribe, you'll help me get to 30K, and that would be awesome. So it says, in what if true would turn out to be a serious case of monkey's paw wish fulfillment for many fans, a new rumor suggests that while Disney has finally opened themselves up to having Johnny Depp reprise his Pirates of the Caribbean role as Captain Jack Sparrow, they want him to do so not as the lead in his own adventure, but as a side character in the franchise's upcoming female-led entry. Now, really quick, time the fuck out. I don't want Johnny Depp to go back to Captain Jack Sparrow. As much as I would love to revisit that world and re-experience Captain Jack Sparrow from his point of view, because he does the character unbelievably great, I don't want him to go back to a company that treated him like absolute dog shit. A company that fired him immediately the moment Amber Heard even made a peep, let alone an allegation, let alone even going to court to prove whether or not they were true or not. They fired him immediately the moment they got the opportunity because they thought that the franchise was going to be fine without him. They thought they didn't need him, and they found out very quickly that that is not the case. But they should not be able to get any kind of reconciliation with him, no matter how much money they offer. I mean, listen, it's his pocket at the end of the day. If he decides to take it, that's on him, but I really don't think he should go back to a company that completely shit on him, because that sets a precedent, right? For white males, that sets a bad precedent for you guys where you're going to get fired no matter what. And if they come out to be true or not true, in this case, not true, then maybe you get to go back. That's not fair, because now you saw what happened with Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors, the exact same scenario, got accused by a female, and then instead of firing him right away, no, we can't do that. That's a blackmail. We can't do that. We got to make sure we stick by our, innocent until proven guilty mantra that suddenly Disney had. And they held on all the way to the end of the court case where Jonathan Majors was in fact found guilty. Then they fired him, but they didn't do it beforehand like they did with Johnny Depp. It makes you question, why did they do that? So I would not want him to go back to a company that clearly doesn't give a shit about him, but that's me personally. This message in a bottle was first hurled into social media seas on February 8th, courtesy of noted entertainment scooper My Time to Shine Hello, taking to their personal Twitter account in light of the recent rumor that the film was still both in development and looking to tap the Bears star Ayo Edebiri as one of its leads. The scooper then revealed that after having looked into it, they were able to not only confirm that the film was actively being worked on, but also several significant details about its current direction. Pirates of the Caribbean 6, which is a working title, will be set in part in Haiti, and the female protagonist will be Haitian. Okay, they alleged. And also, they do want Johnny Depp to come back, but just not as the lead. Now, I don't even know, man. I don't even know. Like, why do that? Why do that? You know why people are going to want to see this film. They're going to want to see it for Jack Sparrow, and they're always going to use a bait and switch, right? You see them doing this with all their TV shows. Look at Hawkeye, for example. Look at what they tried to do with other characters. They are always going to use a bait and switch in order to subvert expectations and throw in a female character that is terribly written that nobody wants to see. If you were to write an actual good, well-written female character, nobody would give a shit. I just finished reading the entire series of Claymore, the manga. manga, that fucking book has more female characters that are better written in that one singular goddamn series than the entirety of Hollywood has right now. That is fucking pathetic. It literally is. I was reading through it. I'm like, every one of these characters are fucking good. Like, they all have the hero's journey. They're not Mary Sue's. Every single one of them fails and comes back and tries to do better and learn from the... I'm like, where is this in current Hollywood, right? And I'm not talking about one character, too. I'm talking about literally over 15, 20 female characters, all better written than anything in Hollywood right now. So don't give me that bullshit that nobody wants to see good female characters, because that book was fucking awesome. But I want to see characters that are actually interesting and well written. Unfortunately, I know for a fact that that is a literal impossibility for 99% of studios right now in the West. That is impossible. They can't do it because everything has to lead with diversity as a forefront, not a story, not a character development, not the overarching story of the entire world or whatever. No. It's got to lead with the fucking skin color of the character first, and then they worry about everything else. But by the time they get to the story, it's too late. They ran out of time, they got to rush it, and they put it out, and that's it. So it says, after having spent roughly 12 years and 5 films defining the character as one of cinema's most endearing icons, which I agree with, Depp was let go from the role of Captain Jack Sparrow in 2018 after he was accused of domestic and sexual abuse by his ex-wife Amber Heard, accusations he countered with a full-blown defamation lawsuit from which he eventually emerged both victorious and vindicated in his innocence. Speaking to his firing during the resulting trial, Depp asserted 2 years had gone by of constant worldwide talk about me being this wife beater, so I'm sure that Disney was trying to cut ties to be safe. The Me Too movement was in full swing at that point. They didn't remove my character from the riots, he added. They didn't stop selling dolls of Captain Jack Sparrow. They didn't stop selling anything. They just didn't want there to be something trailing behind me if they'd find it. However, while Disney had remained publicly non-committal to his franchise return following his legal win, Depp himself has admitted to having no interest in any further Pirates of the Caribbean appearances. Thank God, man. Again, I said it in my last video when I was talking about this, and I'll say it again. Please, man, do not go back to Disney. They don't give a fuck about you, and all you're doing by going back to them is allowing them to profit off of your character that you created properly, your namesake, right? They know that you are Captain Jack Sparrow. Nobody else is Captain Jack Sparrow right now. So since you are currently Captain Jack Sparrow, do not let them fucking profit off of it if they can, okay? Keep it away from them and force them to come up with something different, which they're trying to do right now, but they know nobody's going to be interested in this nonsense, which is why they're trying to use you as a bait and switch. It says, asked by Heard's attorney, Ben Rottenborn, during the same trial, the fact is, Mr. Depp, if Disney came to you with $300 million and 1 million alpacas, nothing on this earth would get you to go back to work with Disney on the Pirates of the Caribbean film, correct? Depp explicitly confirmed that is true. Good. Stand by it. Stand by it. That's what I want to see. So ultimately, guys, we're going to find out what happens when Pirates of the Caribbean 6 is announced. I'm sure once it's announced, you're going to obviously have the full cast where you'll be able to see who's in it. And at that point, we'll find out whether or not Johnny Depp is going to stick to his word or not. I think he will, considering how wealthy he is already. I don't think he needs any more money, but you never know at this point. When they come to you with an offer, who knows what he's going to say. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.